Hello everybody, Happy New Year and welcome back to Time to Cook, where we are back bringing you new delicious recipes every week for you to cook along with at home. And for this first week of 2021, I am here with Liz. Hello Liz.
Hello.
Thank you so much for having us. I am really excited about this week because Liz is actually the author of this amazing food blog called Eat Me, Drink Me, and also of this beautiful book. Let's bring it out. Palette, gorgeous, which I got my partner to buy me for Christmas a few years ago when it came out, and it's just been a staple in my kitchen since then. It is beautiful, wonderfully written, and has loads of amazing recipes. And you're going to be cooking us something from that book today, is that right?
Yes.
Amazing. What are you going to be making for us?
So I'm going to be making a galette. And I thought today that I would fill it with caramelized red onions and some mushrooms cooked in a cream sauce.
Oh, that sounds perfect. This is also one of the recipes that I've not tried out yet from the book, so I'm very excited to learn how to make it from the author herself. What an honour. So, do you want to talk us through everything we are going to need to cook along with you?
Sure. So for the galette crust, we're going to need some all-purpose white flour, and this is 225 grams, 345 grams of flour, which works out to being 2 3/4 cups.
Perfect. How big does this end up actually? Like, how many people would this feed?
Technically 4.
Okay.
So it's going to make 2 sort of smallish to medium-sized galettes.
Nice.
Which I have found that if you have a side salad with it, is a really beautiful meal for 4 people.
Perfect. And does it keep, like, if people are just cooking for 2, would it make sense to make all of this anyway and just cook
I always make all of it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Would encourage making it all and feasting for days.
If you're already going to work on making a dough, I usually just make enough for extra, and the galette will reheat really nicely in the oven.
Perfect. That's good to know. Okay, so we've got the flour.
Yeah, so flour, and then the 225 is how much butter there is.
Right.
So this is 225 grams of butter, which is about 2 sticks if you're cooking in the US. And actually, I mean, that was one of the biggest pains of the book, was I did all of the measurements in both grams and cups.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's really helpful, though. It's helped me a lot. Because I live with an American, so both of us can use it just as easily.
Right, okay, so that's flour, this, and then we're also going to need salt and sugar that we add to the flour, and then a half a cup or 125 milliliters of chilled water.
Okay.
And I usually just put an ice cube in some cold water so that it gets really, really nice and cold. So it's important that the water is super cold.
Good tip.
And so that's all we need for the crust of the galette. And for the filling, some red onions, and those vary a lot in size. So I would say, I mean, I've got here 7 relatively small ones, but I think 2 really big ones. Anyway, about
onion sizes vary so much.
But also caramelized onions will condense to
go on the more
really
rather
small
than
side.
less side.
Yes. And then I've got 2 packages of mushrooms, which is 400 grams.
Do the brown mushrooms, do you find that they're a better flavour than the white, or is it just whatever you can get?
No, the white mushrooms at the grocery store looked pretty gross. So
good.
That's why I went
good
with
way
brown.
to decide. Yeah. You can't tell if the brown look gross because they're brown.
Yeah. So mushrooms, and then I've got here some goat cheese, and some parsley for on top. But really, I mean, the nice thing about galette is the toppings are super customizable, and you can just put in it really anything you feel like putting in it.
But I feel like goat's cheese and caramelized onion, that's the match made in heaven.
Sounds nice, right?
Yeah.
But if there's no goat's cheese, you can also do feta or mascarpone. So, yeah.
Nice.
And also for the caramelized onions, we'll need a little bit of butter, salt, and sugar.
Some sugar again.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's, I think, everything for the galette. And then for the side salad, I kind of pulled these things from my fridge. So again, there's not a specific thing that it has to be, but
it's a good range of salad ingredients. So I think this looks very promising.
Yeah, so my two principles in making salad is I like to have a lot of crunchy elements, and I like to have a lot of color. So I've got here just a regular salad mix. And I have endive and is this
persimmon?
Yes, I've got a persimmon and a kohlrabi and a half of a fennel. I've got some parmesan and some radicchio and lemon and walnuts.
There's a bit of beetroot hiding there.
And that's a bit of beetroot.
Oh, yeah, amazing.
So these are just some random things that I found in my fridge that I thought would make a really nice wintry sort of salad. So
absolutely.
Yeah, again, I don't think that's a hard and fast list of salad things, but
it's good inspiration for your salad.
Yeah. And as I was doing this, I realized that I completely forgot the cream, which I'm going to put in with the mushrooms.
Ah, very good. Fortunately, it's fine because we're just going to write all this in the list underneath anyway.
Great,
so,
perfect.
It will be where it belongs in the list.
And then so lastly, I've got the salad dressing, and I'm going to make just a really, really simple vinaigrette. And for that, I usually do a ratio of 2 to 1 oil to vinegar.
Yeah.
So I've got some olive oil, and I like to use rice wine vinegar because it already is a little bit sweeter and gentler.
Yeah, I've started using a lot of rice wine vinegar.
Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of rice wine vinegar for salad dressings, but I've also got some lemon, so I'll probably mix those two. For the sweet element, I like maple syrup. And I also really care for a very Dijon-y dressing. So yeah, so those are then the vinaigrette components.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And equipment-wise, does it require anything special, a galette?
No, it doesn't. It goes straight onto a baking tray with some parchment paper on top. Yeah, and then otherwise, to make the dough, we'll need a little bit of plastic wrap.
Okay, good to know. Great. Well, as usual, I'll be putting everything that you need in the video description below, so you can always refer back to that for your shopping list and for the equipment that you'll need. I am very excited to get stuck into the cooking and the eating, mostly the eating. I did not eat enough today, so I have come ready. So we'll get cooking, and you will have a few days to shop for the ingredients, and the cook along video will go up on Wednesday. We'll see you then. Bye.